go. It's time to fight back.
Please, don't do this.
You need to move out of my way.
Hello guys, King Caesars, back to another figure review to reviewing the Transformers 1 Studio Series Voyager class. No, not Voyager class, Deluxe class, Megatron. He's actually a figure that I actually just got yesterday. He was actually supposed to be here on November. He was a November planned review, but he came early just yesterday. So that's great. So I'm gonna go and review him today. So first thing we're gonna start with is sculpting. James looks pretty good. He looks really accurate to his on-screen model. So I mean to like his Megatron version. The only actual nitpick that I actually have isn't even with the sculpting. Well, it kind of is. The color gray that they chose, I wish they chose more of a silver. Even on the back of the box, it's a silver. It shows the figure to be silver, but it's not like fully silver, but like almost like a, sort of like this. You know, I guess that does count. I guess that is silver, but it shows it like that. Like the whole body, all these great parts are that. On camera, it might not look that bad. It might just look regular gray, but on like in hand, it kind of looks like a yellowy gray, almost like the Optimus Prime figure, you know? So not super bronze, just like a little yellowish, like a little yellowish tint added to it. But besides that, and this loose arm, it's like right out of the box. It's kind of loose, looser than the other arm, because whenever you do this on the other arm, not the same. But I really don't have any other nitpicks besides the fusion cannon, but I'm talking about that later on in the video when I go to accessories. But the fusion cannon isn't even that bad, just like a little minor nitpick. But the face looks good. I like the red eyes that they gave him. They look really cool. The face looks really accurate as well. The backpack is colored all silver, which I kind of wish they could have done with the whole figure, but it's fine though. Overall, everything's painted great. It looks good. Looks really accurate. I wish that we get a second. If we get a sequel, I would love to get another version of this figure with the Decepticon symbol on the front. I would love to see that. Same thing goes for Optimus to have an Autobot symbol on his shoulder or something. That would be great. But yeah, that's it for sculpted. Let's go and get into size comparisons. Here he is next to Bumblebee, Core Class Optimus, Studio Series Optimus, and Siege Optimus. Okay, now we'll get into Articulation, which actually has a little less than Prime. He has almost the same amount, just some parts are a little limited. Like the head, unlike Prime, you can't move his head all the way up. It doesn't really move. You can swivel it all the way around though. As you can do that for the transformation, because that's what you're supposed to do later on. You can swivel all the way around. You can, if you use this, well, without using the transformation joint, he can look down that far. If you do use it, you can look down. What happened? What's going on? What's going on, Megatron? There we go. Look down that far if you do want to use it, but I don't think anyone is going to be using it. Some people probably will. His arms are on ball joints. They can swivel all the way around. They can go out that far. His elbow is on a swivel. Also has a double elbow joint that can go way past 90 degrees. Along with I'm gonna move this other arm cannon off, a wrist swivel. There we go. Put that back on there. So I have a waist swivel. Move these little back guns that way they can. Actually, you know what? You probably don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. Waist can swivel all the way around. Except for if you move the legs mid-swivel, it can stop the swivel because it gets caught on the front, like on these little side parts of the chest. So just watch out for that. So if it isn't moving, it's not stuck. It's stuck, but it's not broken. Just try not to break it whenever you do that. His thighs are on ball joints. They can kick up that far. They can kick, well, if you move these little side guns, kick them back that far. They can also kick out that far. No thigh swivel, but he does have like a lower thigh swivel, kinda. A knee swivel. Swivel all the way around. Whenever you get this dude out of the box, which you're actually gonna do for the transformation later on, His legs are clicked in like that. And on my copy, this leg, it's a little, this leg here, this leg, not that scary to do. Just unpeg it, you know. On this leg, it's a little scarier because I don't want to break it. There we go. It's a little scarier to do. So just watch out for that. You do not want to break this figure. Also has a knee joint, a knee hinge joint that can go past 90 degrees. And an ankle pivot, which actually is, it's not that bad. Also isn't that good either, you know? Prime had a way better one, but I can see why they kind of had to minimize this articulation because of the way he transforms. Also has his foot can go down, mainly for the transformation. Also, his foot can also go up a little bit. Yeah, that's it for articulation. Let's go and get into accessories. She actually has a pretty good amount of. For you all have already seen, he has this arm, this little side arm thing, like a little sidearm cannon thing. It's not like a fusion cannon. It's like almost like a wrist-mounted machine gun. Not machine gun, but it's like a little SMG that's on his arm, sorta. Y'all see it in the movie. Also, there's no spoiler. It's in the trailer. If you watch the last few seconds of the trailer, on the third trailer, you can see him using both the fusion cannon and that. It's almost like a little blaster, on his arm. We also have his fusion cannon, in which I'm actually going to get to what I said before. This is not a spoiler. It was in the trailer. I'm not trying to spoil people that have not seen the movie, but this is a triple barrel fusion cannon. But in the figure, it shows the fusion cannon that he had before he became Megatron. I mean, like this version of him, D16. This version, when he got his T-Cog. It's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. It literally shows him in the trailer getting his T-Cog. T-Cog? What the frick is a T-Cog? A T-Cog. But I really is just a nitpick. The fusion cannon's molded really nicely, really accurate to the movie. Just, I wish it was 3-barreled, but it's fine though. Someone will probably make like an upgrade kit or something for this guy, which would actually be really cool. I could just make my own actually. I have a 3D printer. Never know. He also has these 2 guns on the side here, which you can either put in his hand over here. You put them in both hands. For some reason, it's a little hard to put in there. Either put it in his hand. You can also put it on the side of his arm if you want to, which I will probably do that because it looks more accurate to the actual movie. In the movie, this gun looks more like this. And it's not a spoiler, like I said. It was in the last few seconds of the 3rd trailer. I'm not trying to spoil anything for anyone who has not seen the movie. If you haven't, go watch it. It's a really good movie. I'll probably display them like this because it looks more accurate. Besides that, that's really it for accessories. Now on to transformation. First thing you want to do, I already have his other cannon taken off, but go ahead and take both cannons off. You can go ahead and do this. Just combine them for later purposes. Next thing you want to do, take off. You could transform it with these on here, except for it makes it easier not to do that. It makes it way easier on here. It's not parts forming. Maybe the fusion cannon is, but it's not parts forming. It's just easier to do it that way. Take them off. First thing you want to do, swivel the head around. Swivel the wrists around like so, so the thumb is facing the front. Like so, and swivel the whole entire elbow, or swivel the whole entire lower arm around, where you can see the treads. And there is a peg here, which is going to peg into the arm. We're going to use that double hinge joint that we used for articulation earlier. Make sure that you don't break anything. There we go. Just pegs in. Same thing on the other side. Next thing you want to do, peg these in, like so. Swivel them around. And fold this chest piece down. And fold down the head. Next, these legs are on, like lift them, kick them out like so, but they're also on hinge joints here. So hinge them down like so. This one's a little harder to do. Try not to break it. And there's a hinge joint here where the head and everything else connects. Unpeg that, unhinge it, and fold it up. Then swivel these arms down, like so. And this little top part doesn't really peg in. It kind of does, but not really. You'll see why in a few minutes. Lift that up. Not swivel. Just trying to find the right word for it. Hinge that up. Hinge the foot up. Then swivel this part around, like so. Fold that down. Same thing on the other side. Then there is a little hook here. It's going to hook into the bottom of the foot. There's a peg here, right there, that's going to peg into this part here. Which before we actually do that, we should go ahead and peg this little front part here into the chest. Also swivel this part here around before we do anything else. Okay. Try and do this. I don't really have a straightforward way. Just try and push it down. There we go. That worked. And just do that. And there's a peg here that's going to peg into the front over here, which you kind of already did. Fold that. Can y'all see that? There we go. And fold that down. Like I said, the peg folds in here. There we go. Peg that in on the side here. Next thing you want to do is peg in the actual barrel, which is, there's a peg hole here. Also, there's a peg on the bottom here. Bottom right there. You're gonna go and peg that in. There we go. The barrel might not be straight. The barrel is not straight, but I can try and fix that. There we go. It still isn't straight, but I don't know how I'm gonna make that perfect. Then you're gonna want to peg these little side guns here. And there you have it, the Cybertronian tank mode, which actually looks really cool. Of all the figures that I have, I have all my Megatron figures, it's probably one of my favorite alt modes. I really only have the Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon Studio Series ones. And this is like my most actual fun one to transform. I don't count the... Okay, so my video cut out as I was about to say something about the Yellow Bark Megatron. But before I close the video, I do want to say this figure is really cool. I would definitely get it. The tank mode, I don't know if I actually mentioned this before the audio cut out, but it actually has a swivel on the tank. It can look up that, it can go up that far. Also, swivel all the way around. You can have to move it a little bit in order to make it move all the way around. It can also come off, but because I'm a peg, but that's fine. But yeah, that's it for the vehicle mode. That's it for the video. If you guys like it, please like, subscribe. Well, you guys have a great day. King Studios signing off.
Decepticons! Rise up!